Bono once said, "Music can change the world because it can change people." Music has a very powerful influence over individuals. There are those in this world who dedicate their lives to studying and instructing music.
Music has allowed me to have a lot of wonderful relationships with different people. As both a teacher now and I have students, I was a student at one point when I was younger growing up, so I had mentors in my life. I also have many colleagues now, and so the relationships that I've gained through music have enriched my life, and I hope that I can enrich children's lives through music as well.
Well, from at the second I could start talking, I've been singing since I was a little kid, and I've just always been running around singing, much to the dismay of some of my peers probably, but always had a song. When I was in 5th grade, started playing the trumpet, and then started teaching private lessons when I was 14 out of my trumpet teacher's house, when I was taking lessons there, and music is just, I've just literally been living music my whole life, and it's just the most amazing thing ever.
I've always been interested in music, and when I was in 5th grade, I started playing in the band, and it really has, I guess, gave me guidance, directed where I was going in life. I did band all through high school, went to college for music. A lot of organizations I've been a part of have been musical. I've just associated myself with musical people my whole life. I still play. Just about every weekend I perform, so it's a big part of what I do. I've made a career out of it, so I met a lot of people.
Me being 38 years old, I used to collect CDs. I have about 6,000 albums before I even started DJing. So the influence just kind of grow and grow and grow. And at the end of the day, I just love music. It brings out the best in people most of the time.
Everyone has a story or a way they were introduced to music. For most, music is a stress reliever, and some believe that music saved them during a rough childhood, a loss of a job, or a sickness.
Well, it has the power to change someone's mood and emotions. Even on a very basic level, someone could have a bad day, go into the car and listen to one of their favorite songs and immediately have a change of attitude, if only temporarily. So it's a powerful effector for changing emotion.
It's actually saved me a couple times. I've been between jobs, and DJing is, paid the bills. I've got 3 kids at this point now, and there's been some hard times with what I do, and it's been able to provide. At the same time, it's also a outlet of energy for me that I, get to be creative outside of my normal everyday life. So it just makes my life more wholesome.
It has not always been easy, though. As a musician, you don't get paid big bucks many times to be a musician, and so at times I have had to supplement with being a waitress, or helping to be an assistant on the side for a colleague in order to pursue my passion and my love of music so that I could kind of continue that, but also put food on the table.
Anyone can benefit from music, like children, adults, and people with special needs. Studies show that just by listening to music, a person can become calmer and less stressed. Music therapy is a method that is used for many, especially special needs clients.
There have been cases where people who had illnesses or injuries showed a lot of recovery when music therapy was added in. I've also heard of it being used for cases of the depression, for example, because music does have an effect on people's moods.
I think the primary thing is it relieves stress. I've seen as a teacher, when adult students come in, you'll notice at the beginning of the lesson, they may be thinking about their family or their children or a job, some deadline that they're trying to meet. But as the lesson progresses, the adults are then able to kind of release that stress. You'll almost see it in their body language. Their shoulders go from being tightened up to release down, the tension releases from their face, and you can kind of see they smile actually in the lesson as they kind of begin to blossom and open up a little bit as the lesson progresses.
So about 60% of my kids have autism, and so I try to work on a lot of social and emotional work, like even saying hi to somebody, keeping eye contact. There's songs for that. Like working with sharing, like, okay, you guys share this instrument. Like really, my goals for those kids are to help them be successful in their, like, later on down the road.
Well, the students we've had here specifically requested the music courses, so they were very much interested in that aspect. So it was a real escape for a lot of them.
So I really try to work with the other therapists, like occupational therapists, there are physical therapists, there's speech therapists, there's the teachers, there's like whatever the kids are working on. I try to sit down with all of them and figure out really what's going on in that classroom, like what do they need help with, like, okay, so this kid's working on bilateral movements, all right, well, so let's get some rhythm sticks out and like, let's play. Okay, drumming, you've got bilateral movements there.
An issue that many people in the field of music are facing is the elimination of band due to budget cuts. Studies show that by participating in band, the student may become more social and have better grades than those who aren't.
Unfortunately, it does happen a lot, and it is scary seeing that, being that this is my career, this is how I feed my family and put a roof over their head. But I think locally it's not something to be concerned about. The music program is very strong in the culture of Dover, and I think that would be a very big issue if they got rid of the music program in Capital School District anyway.
Music and almost all the arts are always facing, almost always on a crisis, in that it went from STEAM, which is science, technology, English, arts, and math, and I almost called it music, and math, to what they call STEM, which is science, technology, English, and math. So as you can see, the arts have been eliminated, going from STEAM to STEM, and that it is very worrying for an educator in music and in the field of the arts. And so it is worrying because it's so valuable, music, for children, and especially maybe children in the public school or children who might have learning disabilities. Music can enhance their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills, their ability to focus, their ability to realize they have to be respectful to not only themselves but to one another. And so music is always something that has to be fought for, I think, forever.
In favor of programs like STEM, which offer more practical training for real-life jobs when they graduate. But even most of the professors in sciences will agree that studying the liberal arts, especially music and art, is integral to being a well-rounded individual. And most of the ones I've known tend to encourage it, including the faculty here, which is nice.
Music is universal. For thousands of years, people have used music in different ways. Music is a very powerful tool that will be continuously used for many years to come.